Hey guys, welcome to episode 8 of Acting Up with JB. I'm your host, JB. I am very excited for it to be 8 episodes. Jesus Christ of Nazarene. 8 episodes is kind of insane. I'm very happy. This is amazing. We're almost on 10 episodes down. I don't know if I should make a cake or have a cake on the 10th episode, but we're going to cross that bridge when we get there. Wherever you guys are listening and or watching, I appreciate it. Whether you're in the shower, whether you're driving, whether you're playing it, whether you're on the toilet, whether you're waking up to it. I don't know what you're doing, but I appreciate you doing it. As you guys see, I have my guest Juju on here, an icon, to say the least. And before we get started, I do want to do my inspirational quote, of course. This is going to tie into the first topic of the day, which is always stay gracious. Best revenge is your...
I knew you were going there, but I didn't think you would finish it.
Always stay gracious.
So upset.
Best revenge is your paper, because paper is what I needed to buy these concert tickets. Beyonce, whoa. Okay, I'm gonna do a quick spark notes of my stressful week.
There's no.
I promise you, this whole ordeal of getting a ticket was the most stressful process of my existence. In the process of getting a ticket for a concert.
This is like your sixth go round.
This is my 5th Beyonce concert show.
So this is how many you've been to because you're qualifying them. I didn't know there was. What else do you do besides a show?
Well, because I was gonna say I went to one show twice. I went to the same concert twice. If you get what I'm saying.
I feel like that counts as half.
That's what I was gonna say. It equates to no. I paid full price, so it counts as a full.
No, it counts in quantity. But if you saw that, was it the same exact Did she do the same thing back to back?
100%. It was the next day. I went on
her bar for bar.
Yeah, I went
her own flow. And
I went on a Friday, and then the next day was Saturday. I went to that.
Did the same set, in the same order.
Yeah, it's the same.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the same concert. I would assume
half.
Yeah, but in my mind, I've seen Beyonce 4 times. Wait, hold on. Formation World Tour was the first concert I went to, and I paid $190 for the lower level.
Get cooked later.
The second one was On the Run Tour with her and Jay-Z. I saw that one. I really wanted to go to On the Run Tour 1. Couldn't do that one because I didn't have a job and my parents didn't give me any money to go. So I went to the On the Run Tour 2 because I could afford it. And then On the Run... no. What's the next one? You could do it, Jonathan. What's the next one? Renaissance. I went to Renaissance twice. The 5th and the 6th of August, or the 6th and the 7th, whichever time. I did that twice. All of those processes were not as complicated as getting these Cowboy Carter tickets. In a perfect world, all you have to do is go on Ticketmaster or SeatGeek or whatever, Vivid Seats, whatever you decide. You go on there, you get a ticket, you move on with your life. This was a battle. You have to get a pre-sale code to then insert your pre-sale code on the pre-sale day that you were assigned for your pre-sale code to be used. And this was war. My Beehive pre-sale code day, I woke up.
I was up before the sun was up. Tickets.
I was texting this man hours before the tickets were on sale.
5:30 in the morning. You up? I'm like,
I was like,
my alarm didn't even ask. The government didn't even ask me if I was awake yet. And you're on it. I had so much faith.
I wake up, I take a shower, brush my... I prepare mentally for what's to happen. My sister is on the phone with 4 of her friends. I'm on the phone with 3 of mine. We are sitting across from each other. I have my card ready. I call my bank just in case they don't flag my card for fraudulent activity and not be able to not let my card go through. I said, hey guys, just to let you know, I will be buying something today, okay? And it might be a lot of money. Let me be honest, Drew. Let me be honest. For me, I didn't get a ticket for the pre-sale. Be pre-sale. I don't have Verizon or anything like that, phone numbers, anything like that. So I wasn't a part of that pre-sale, but I was a part of the artist pre-sale, and that's how I got a ticket. So my whole point of this right now is this week has been very stressful because from Tuesday to Thursday, I did not know if I was going to be able to go to the Cowboy Carter tour because the BI pre-sale, which I thought would be the day that I'd get a ticket, I did not get a ticket. And I didn't know what I was going to do because I wasn't about to spend the money that I saw. I thought that we would, if anything, the price would be cheaper during the pre-sale so that when the general tickets come out, everything will be fine. But no, the prices did not waver.
God.
Here's what I noticed though. Because I'm going to the DC show. The DC show is the 4th of July weekend. So automatically that was already high priced because I have friends that are going to the ones in Texas, in Atlanta, in New York, and the lower level seats are pretty reasonably priced, 200-300. That's lower level and that's a pretty decent price. So for me, I feel like Beyonce, I love you. I do. But this was so hard to get tickets. This was a bloodbath, but I'm happy I made it out on the other side. I will be at the DC Night 2 show. Yeah, I was stressing. I was stressing, y'all, and I didn't like that. And I was irritated because I have stuff to do. I'm a grown man. I have stuff to do. I have things to accomplish and money to make. And I'm sitting here like, oh, these tickets. Granted, nobody's forcing me to get them. Nobody's forcing me. But I like to go to a great show. I've been to 4 Beyonce shows prior to this one. So I know what I'm getting into. And so this fifth one, I could not miss. So all in all, I made it through. I hope you guys made it through. Whoever's Beyonce fans out there, hope you guys made it through. I hope that you guys got the tickets you liked. I did not. I didn't get the tickets that I would have preferred, but I have some really great tickets. But I would have loved to have been in the hold down pit. But I didn't even get an opportunity to get it because there were thousands of people in front of me in the queue. So I couldn't get the hold down pit ticket. Because by the time I got in there, it was sold out. And now resellers are selling it for double the price.
Isn't that like scalping, basically?
I mean, yeah, people are selling it for $2,000. I'm not paying that.
Someone will.
I can't wait to go to this tour. She's coming to my area July 7th. My birthday is July 14th. My favorite number is 7. So, I mean, it's perfect. You know what I'm saying? The stars have aligned. But yeah, that's how my week went. I mean, aside from that, I actually just came from filming. I've been filming season 3 of a show that I was on their first season, and I'm very excited about it. I filmed today. I'm going to be filming again tomorrow. So after this, I'm going to go get some food, go back home, and prep for that. So I got a lot going on this weekend. But all in all, it's exciting. Like doing this podcast and filming and writing and talking to different producers and directors. It's fun to do. I truly love this. This is the life I want to live. And also, I got a Beyonce ticket this week. Are you kidding? So, I mean, cherry on top of so much going on. Summer's going to be fun. Your birthday's also in July. So this is my friend Juju. It's cancer season coming up. This is my friend Juju. I've known you for how long? Since I don't even know. I didn't even quantify it.
It feels like it's been like since we were kids.
It feels like that. It feels like we've known each other for years. Well, it's been years, but I feel like we've known each other since we were kids. But we've only known each other for like maybe 5 years or less.
Yeah, I want to say it's like 4.
Well, we knew of each other because you were saying you would go to Towson, you would see, like you would hear about
me. I saw you at events when I was in college.
Yeah,
I didn't know who you were.
Yeah, and then also I would see you at events of our mutual friends, but I didn't know who you were. And then we hung out, and I was like, "Oh wait, you're cool." And then we just became friends. It takes a few.
You got to be around me enough. I'm not for everyone up front, but like. It's fun.
Oh,
we're
please.
Over here. We're unserious.
No, we're unserious. I'm unserious too. That's why I mean this podcast is called Acting Up with Me. So I mean we have to act up together. But but yes, we got Juju here today. I just wanted to pick his brain a little bit because, as you guys know, this is about TV and film. However, I wanted to divulge myself a little bit more into anime. As you guys can see, the backdrop, we're in Juju's house right now. And as you can see, it's Naruto, right?
That's Dragon Ball.
Oh.
That's Vegeta.
Oh. Vegeta.
Shout out to Ozzy. Shout out
to Vegeta.
Shout out to Ozzy for this painting and Devon.
Shout out to Ozzy and Devon. Shout out to Devon. Shout out to Ozzy. Devon. Hey guys. And we got some other people here.
Okay. So
who can they see? Okay, who's this?
That's Gohan.
That's who?
That's Gohan. So that's Gohan. It's basically like his nephew in a sense.
Vegeta's nephew.
Yeah, we'll call it his nephew. That's uncle, like evil uncle. You know, like the uncle that like beat your ass.
No,
sorry,
but
yes.
Okay. I remember
that's Megan Thee Stallion.
I was gonna say Megan Thee Stallion dressed up like this picture. For the people that aren't watching, he has a wall behind us that has a lot of different anime characters, and I don't know them. However, I've seen their pictures and faces before.
It's like who's behind me?
I don't know if I can see that one. Can I see that one? I think so.
Yeah, so like that's Obito. That's another one. That's like Like, you know, one of those ones you walk by. Yeah.
Like a
No, like it's like a transitional photo.
yeah, those vibes.
Standing on it. So this one's Kakashi and Obito. That one's Gogeta. Who's behind me?
I mean, just the strength.
That is the world's most like the new famous like light skinned king. His name's Gojo.
Gojo.
Yeah.
Where's he on?
Oh, J. He's on wow, I'm drawing a blank. Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh, Jujutsu.
Which is like one of the biggest like anime running right now.
Oh.
The manga just finished. Anime still has a lot to catch up on.
Yeah.
But he's like resident, everyone's favorite, like heartthrob. Like, oh my god. He's really broken in the series too, where like he's insanely strong.
Uh-huh.
So it helps, like, you know, you look good, you got superpowers basically, and it's like, oh, so you just won at life.
Interesting. I mean, I don't think, maybe there was probably a couple of anime characters that I see that have a beer belly, but majority of the anime shows that I've seen, they have been, I mean, stronger than Terry Crews, Hulk, and Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
It's funny because like they're like 16 years old, and he's like, I'm just your average 16-year-old, and he's like 6'8", and he's built like something crazy.
These 16-year-old bionic anime people, this is unrealistic. This is ridiculous. And people like my friend Juju, we have another friend named Shannon, we have another friend named Brandon, we have another, I mean, there's a lot.
Weave gang.
Yes, they all grew up watching anime. I don't know if they all started around the same age, but they, you know, they're familiar with it. I was not. My parents thought that everything that had some type of power was a little too iconic.
Like my anime journey is kind of like similar.
How did your
So like, it's funny you say that because like we both had the same problem, but they went two different ways. So like,
Yeah.
you don't watch it, interest is not really there. I went straight into it. One of my cousins, he always had like the newest Dragon Ball Z video game. And you can only watch that late at night. And my dad was like the police when it came to TV at night. So this man would wake up out of his comfortable bed in his sleep just to go upstairs and see if you were watching TV on like it didn't matter what night. So since I couldn't watch Drag, I only saw like little clips and stuff from Toonami. I only got to start watching once I mastered the art of sneaking around him. But like they were really strict. My cousin was really good at video games, so every year when he got a video game, I was like the weeb. I was Captain Weeb. So if they had like a boss that was really hard to fight, he would ask me to do it for him. Like that was my thing. So that's how I got into Dragon Ball, because I was playing all the older games. I was like trying to sneak and watch clips at night, and then I grew into that. Same with Naruto. There's a few other ones that I grew up with because they ran for so long. I mean, Dragon Ball's still running, unfortunately. Rest in peace, Toriyama.
Yeah, the creator.
Yes.
Oh wow,
he passed last year.
Oh wow, wait, recently?
Yeah, it was 24.
Oh, well, okay. Well, rest in peace, King. Clearly, you're an icon, and you have done a movement because I mean, it's still going.
Yeah, and that's been over. I mean, if we're talking since he originally dropped Dragon Ball, which was the first one.
Yeah,
it's been at what, pushing 40 years now.
Oh wow,
I mean, it's easily over 30.
Well, that's the thing, and that's why my friends have been like, I wouldn't say they've been begging me, but they definitely were like, "Oh yeah, you should get into it." So I've been trying to get into stuff like Attack on Titan. Hunter. Baki. Is it Baki, right?
Baki.
I mean,
Baki needs to be renamed Unseriousness.
There's another one. Demon Slayer, Death Note.
You have a good list.
Yeah, like that's the list they've been telling me to watch. So I wouldn't say that I haven't had the want to watch it. It's just that I know when I do, I have to actually focus. And sometimes I watch shows for background noise, or it's like a thing where I'm just, like it's there, I'm watching it, but like I'm also doing something.
Yeah, you can't do that with anime, especially if you watch like the subs, because then your list is literally just Japanese in the background.
And that's
so you don't even know what they're saying.
I was gonna say, yeah. White noise. And it's like there's a lot of shows that I watch, like I have to focus on like shows like Game of Thrones or House of Dragon, because if you look away and you look back, you have missed 7 different things. Somebody has died. Somebody took over.
Someone got betrayed. Someone's dead. 2 people are pregnant. Someone ran away. And a brand new enemy just had a son that is the prodigy of all prodigies and is ready to take you and your whole squad out. You can't look away for 1 second without. On
a lot of different shows.
Someone died and someone got pregnant.
No
facts. Those are like the top 2.
Facts on a lot of different shows that happens. We are going to have Juju on for a couple of episodes, and I'm saying this because we're gonna.
Resident weeb. I love it here.
No, we're going to make this a thing. We're going to say it right here, right now, in front of the whole audience. You have to promise to me that you will finish Game of Thrones because he has not finished Game of Thrones. He is on season 1. He's on season 1, episode like 6. He doesn't know a thing, guys. Can you imagine Game of Thrones? I've seen Game of Thrones.
Wait. No.
I've rewatched Game of Thrones.
Go ahead and spit it.
I've rewatched Game of Thrones 5 times. 5 times, okay? And I don't know why he hasn't wanted to continue. I mean, I'm sure we all watched this. Here, let me break it down. So me, him, and like 4 of our other friends, including my sisters, we watched it together at my house one time. We probably made it up to episode 3 or 4.
We did that at least. That was like, it wasn't weekly, but like we had a ritual.
Yeah, it was like it was right.
We got through a few episodes.
But something happened where it just didn't continue, and I just feel like that's crazy. So like there was nothing in you that said, "Oh, I have to finish this."
I'm just as bad with Harry Potter.
You didn't finish Harry Potter either.
I read the books. Okay, I was very well read as a kid.
That's
so like,
at least you read.
What is it? A series of unfortunate events, top tier. All of the Goosebumps books, top tier. All of the Bluefords, whoever wrote all of them random high school drama books, which in retrospect were actually very period accurate. Like they were very good for the age group that they were targeting, like a teenager going through gun violence, someone getting pregnant. Yeah, I'm bet Harry Potter have not finished. Game of Thrones, you just exposed me.
Yes.
What else haven't I finished? Well, give me a long series that I probably should have finished.
Well, wait. Before we get into that, how many? So, what have you seen of Harry Potter?
I've seen probably the first 3 or 4.
Okay, I mean you're halfway there.
I got halfway through, but then it just.
I grew up, like I said, again.
I would play the computer games more than I actually, and I still don't know. I'd be out there vibing.
Like I said again, my family growing up in my household, we definitely didn't watch anything witchcrafty, nothing dealing with Harry Potter. So I had to watch it myself because I was like,
PBS.
Yeah, well, no, I mean I was still watching stuff like that. So Raven, like I was watching stuff. It was just that anything like dealing with like a Harry Potter or like a Dragon Ball Z with like powers, they were like absolutely not. Yeah, so I just feel like I had to watch it myself. When I watched it myself, I wanted to see what's the hype with Harry Potter. Like I really enjoyed it. I watched it, I was like, oh, this is a cool series. So I was able to knock it out. I like to finish a really good series, but I can't say that because I watched Attack on Titan. I liked Attack on Titan, and I'm still on season 1, episode 16.
I mean that happens though.
Yeah.
Also, it wasn't because this is where the old man came in. When we were watching that, my job, I was up like 4 in the morning for work. And I get home at like 3:30, 4 o'clock. I probably will wash, decompress, yada yada, all the good stuff. But like asking me to sit willfully through an hour 30 episode is like crazy work. I don't even feel like that's the ADHD winning. I feel like that's just like 90 minutes. I can do a lot with 90 minutes besides sit and watch one story be told. That's a movie. Yeah. I'm gonna watch a weekly movie. Like of the same story progressing. It needs to be a bit shorter. Like 45 minutes is about my cat. Oh, how long was Money Heist? So Money Heist episodes were like what, an hour? Yeah, that was where my cat was at. It was nice and suspenseful at the end. Gave you good cliffhangers or to be continued pieces.
But see, you didn't even make it far enough to get into it. Like season 1,
you're right. It's just because the episodes were too long. Well, I'd get home from work and be like, "Do I really want to burn an hour and a half for one episode?" And
well, see,
always no.
For me, okay, I get it. But for me, I was watching because I didn't watch Game of Thrones when it was out. Like I wasn't like, "Oh my god, season 3's out! Oh my god, I can't wait!" It had already been a show. It was already done, and that's when I got into it. Like I think it was during COVID. Actually, that's when I got into watching Game of Thrones.
No, I remember in the house. I mean, I wasn't in the house.
Yeah, see, I remember being in my. Oh, I wasn't in the house either. But that's a whole other story. But I was there watching it in the crib whenever I wasn't working because I was a essential worker.
Same. That's why
so I had to work, but I was only working 3 times a week, so it was like I had time. But when I was watching, I said, "What?" It was just so good. Like I couldn't stop. But I understand what you're saying too. Like I have things to do. I'd be exhausted sometimes. I'd be wanting to chill. But That's why I like watching shows where you can watch it progress. So with Attack on Titan having how many seasons? 4 or 5? 1,000 episodes per season.
I think it's 4, but then
But then it's like
because they split the last part up into like it was part 1, part 2, I think like part 3, and then part 3.5, and then part 4, part 1, but then part 4. You see, I can't even.
Yeah, it's a lot going
cut
on.
itself off. That's how much is going on.
It's a lot
Like,
going on.
They
Yeah.
split it up, so it really should realistically just be like 4 seasons, but they
Yeah.
have it segmented into it's like really 2 seasons, and then everything past season 2, like season 3 is pretty solid, but everything after that it really is just weird. So think of it like part 1, part 2. That's 50%. And the last 50% is just freestyle until we make it to the end, because that's kind of what they did.
I mean, okay, I get it.
What part are you on? You haven't started. You said you're on season 1, right?
I'm on season 1 of Attack on Titan. I like Attack on Titan a lot. I will be tuned. I have to rewatch. It's been so long since I've started it.
The good part is it's finished, so you can start.
Yeah.
I always tell people if there's an anime that's finished, you're actually in the best position because, like, I'm always gonna make One Piece jokes. There's 1,000 One Piece episodes. Like, I'm going to be 40.
Yeah,
by the time I finish it. And I'm probably gonna be 50 by the time I catch up.
I don't think I'll ever watch One Piece, to be honest, because it's just too many episodes.
And so that episode fatigue scares people.
But like, I just feel like anime has a lot going on. I respect it, I appreciate it, I support it, and I will be watching. However, I feel like with shows like Game of Thrones, for example, only has 7 or 8 seasons. I think 8 seasons with like 8 to 10 episodes each. But with like stuff like One Piece, 1,000 episodes is kind of insane. It's almost like saying, "Oh, let me watch SpongeBob from season 1."
Oh, well,
It's like,
okay, well, we're gonna have to stop.
No, but I understand, like you're saying, story development, whatever. SpongeBob is like every new episode something different. I get it, but I also feel like it's like the idea of watching something that has started since. My point is like how far before, like One Piece was like a show from the '90s, right? Like it came out years ago, and it's still
been out there for
right. So that's what I'm saying. SpongeBob has been out since like the '90s, since before I was born.
Yeah, I
like,
think '99 was the first.
It was the first, right? So it's like right. So it's like there's a lot of shows that are still out. That is like if we were to restart, it's like woof. Like I would have to just keep it on,
and
even if I'm not in
which
house.
is valid. So and that's why like that was part of my gripe, at least personally, with Attack on Titan, because I finished. So a lot of these, they're animating a story that's usually already being told. That's not always the case now. Recently, it's been weird. Like the anime will catch up to the manga. In some points, they're animating stuff that the manga has released, which is a rarity. But I don't even know how that's a thing. Or a lot of times, like now, I think the best part, if you're an anime fan now, especially with how easy it is to get into it, it's like when we were reading, we used to have websites specifically we had to go to read new chapters. We didn't have apps really like that were as easily accessible. Like you pay $1 a month to go read a lot of your favorite manga on Shonen Jump. The issue now is that, or the good issue, a lot of anime has a whole lot of story that's been told, like drawn out, that they haven't animated. So if all their job is to do is to just animate the manga, they have plenty, like a lot. Like I know Dragon Ball by itself, Dragon Ball has easily, if they were to drop an episode a week, which they won't, but if they dropped an episode a week based on where they've stopped animating and where the current written story is at, they'd be able to drop a new episode for like 2 or 3 years.
Oh wow!
They have a lot of content to catch up on.
So why don't they just drop it? What's the problem?
Well, Toriyama passing creates a problem.
Stuff like conventions, like the anime conventions and stuff like that.
DreamCon. I went to DreamCon last year. I had a ball.
Love that. Do you dress up?
I probably will this year. I didn't do it last year.
Okay.
Only because I was just excited to be around weebs. I didn't really care to weeb it up with them.
I'd like to go to DreamCon one day. One day I would like to go to DreamCon. I want to go to Dreamville this year. I'm still trying to go because I know it's the last one. So
that hurts my heart.
I know because I've never been, y'all. I've never been to Dreamville, and he's been to it multiple times, right?
No, I've only been to Dreamville once.
Yeah,
and that was last year.
Yeah,
that was a good show. The audio was a little screwy, but
all in all, it was like an enjoyable thing.
Yeah, I enjoyed myself.
It's a whole weekend, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday.
It's like, I don't think so. I was about to ask you, would you consider Dreamville the East Coast version of Coachella? But I don't think so. I feel like maybe that is like the same as something in the water at Virginia Beach. Like Pharrell's joint?
Maybe.
Or like
East Coast, the issue is because we have so many spots. Like it's hard for there to be an East Coast Coachella because you have too many cities and spots on the East Coast.
True.
Where people are spread out enough where, all right, like we're spoiled here. You missed the DC show? Okay, I'm gonna go to Baltimore. You missed the Baltimore show? That's Philly.
Good point.
Or if I miss DC show, I can go down to Virginia. We have 4 spots within 2 to 3 hours.
I could drive to
New York.
Yeah,
and that's
facts.
So it's not the same. I don't think there'll ever be a DC like a East Coast Coachella per se.
Yeah,
we have something in the water. We have Cannabis Fest. You have Broccoli City.
Broccoli City, yeah. Forgot Broccoli City. I went to that 2 years ago.
Something in the water.
Mm-hmm.
They had one called Lovers and Friends, but that was really we're not gonna get it.
I thought that was like every time I
got canceled.
Okay, doesn't it always get canceled? I was gonna say,
I'm not gonna get into that one because there ain't enough hot water as it is. I have a whole petition out right now.
Really?
Like, yeah, because people are like fed up. Like one of my bros booked a ticket, and like I think 2 or 3 of them actually booked a ticket, and it got canceled. And the reason behind canceling it was completely like, it's giving pyramid scheme. It's giving.
That's what it seems like.
I want my money back. Because there's no way you cancel it for something that everyone could have saw coming. Like,
can you imagine? Yikes!
Or like, oh, it's hot, so we're gonna cancel it because it's hot. Yeah, you put it in Vegas. Like, yeah, it happens.
Well, one day, hopefully, I would like to go to Coachella. I don't know how I'd want to do it though, because like Coachella's in the desert, and it's like in the middle of like again the desert. So I don't know.
Coachella's like Woodstock, but for millennials at this point.
What is Woodstock?
Oh. My chest.
Woodstock, is that like a brand?
No. Oh my god. No. Not a brand.
What is Woodstock?
My god.
Oh man. That's something.
Think of this is still a really bad parallel. But like think of name like a real big hippie event you would have went to in the 80s. That you can think of. That's like notorious. Because the only other like analogy I have is something that is equally as unhinged, and it's still not equally.
I can't tell you.
Because you know how like Freaknik is legendary.
Yes, or was legendary.
Was legendary.
It was kind of crazy, but yes.
Woodstock was like that, but like take it way back for like.
So like in the 80s.
Yeah.
Was it as popular as?
That's like hippie like
version.
Yeah, it's like hippie Coachella.
Okay.
There's bell bottoms everywhere.
Okay, so name one artist that could have been there.
Performed at Woodstock?
Yes.
Name any like rock artist from the 70s.
Okay.
Late 70s.
So like Kiss was there.
Yeah, probably. Or most of it is them just also setting stuff on fire. But yeah.
Woodstock. So I guess the wood is being burned. But like you mean just like literal.
They just yeah.
Okay.
The history behind it is very layered that we won't get into. But Woodstock is very popular. Coachella is like the new era version of like our Woodstock, where we come together as a gigantic group, and plenty of us do insanely regrettable things. I can't relate because I don't do that. Like a lot of I've heard Coachella stories where I'm like, you really need to be quarantined.
Well,
that need to be put like not on a list, like a watch list, like per se, but like I should be given the notification, like put a piece of paper on my door, like, hey, this person next door shared a vape with a stranger in a porta potty at Coachella. And I need to be notified that you're at least within 80 yards.
And it fell in the porta potty.
Well, right,
picked it up,
shook it out of the blue juice, ran it under some hand sanitizer, and then did a huge pull. I need to be notified
and coughed out
within 100 yards of my dwelling
and coughed out a little bit of the blue juice.
No, literally,
yeah. I can't even fathom. Okay, that's enough. That's enough.
Yeah. No.
Before I let you go, because I like to do this or that. If you had a superpower, what would it be? Because I had a conversation with my friends yesterday, right? And I was telling them, truly, I feel like I would have loved mind reading, so I could just understand what's going on in the situation and know how to maneuver it. But I don't know. I feel like was that telekinesis, right?
Yes.
I feel like teleporting is absolutely my go ahead for sure. I don't know all of them. I know it's telekinesis. I know it's teleporting, flying.
Okay, so the good part is, weirdly enough, on accident purpose, you just said the same thing 3 times. Because
what?
Hear me out. Depending on telekinesis, kinetics, right?
Yes.
There are some people that are telekinetics that can levitate because of how they've weaponized and mastered telekinesis into making themselves fly, or they make other things fly.
Oh, so like they could do like, oh my,
Like
telekinesis. Like I could pick up this pen.
No, like Avatar.
Oh.
Like I stomped and a rock floats up where my fist is level with, or because of a result of the kinetic energy I put into stomping on the ground, and now a mountain just blew up because I'm an earthbender. Like that's telekinesis applied. So you can fly and teleport if you master telekinesis well enough.
Okay.
If I had to pick one, that probably would be it, but I don't want to read mine because I overthink already.
That's
toxic.
I can't imagine overthinking and then thinking about what other people are thinking.
The thing is, like, imagine if in a best case scenario you can cut it off, right? So you don't have to hear everyone's thought. You can only do it when you will yourself to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But some things are better left unsaid because the inside of people's head is really like there's thick on the outside, but like
the inside,
the intrusive thoughts. Are not to be heard. They're intrusive for a reason, and they need to stay in there because if, again, on the list, list, bold print, stamp it on my door. If you're going to tell me Billy Bob from next door has repeatedly had thoughts of like kicking goats for no reason, like he just likes to punt puppies. Like, why? Why are you thinking about it? And he, like, but you're not doing it, so I'm not going to judge you because you're, you go to work. You're not outside. I don't see you outside kicking dogs, and you've never been, outside kicking puppies, but you keep thinking about it. Something I don't want to know that.
Yeah, I mean,
if I know, how am I going to sleep at night?
I understand. I feel like, to be honest, I mean, the way you described it made me think a little.
What would you pick?
I would definitely pick teleporting. Because you telling me I could be sitting with you 1 minute and the next minute I'm in front of my favorite restaurant, the next minute I'm at a concert, the next minute I'm in London.
Okay.
The next minute I'm back. Without having to pay for a ticket, without having to pay for a flight, without having to, or maybe I can like hold on to stuff and teleport with it. So like, oh, I want to go to Paris. So now I pack my bags and I put my stuff and hold it. And then I'm like, Paris. Boom. Open my eyes, now I'm in Paris. That's pretty cool. I'd rather do that.
Okay, but like, what's the parameters behind that? Because what scares me, right, is like, we're just a bunch of molecules, right? So when you split up and go somewhere else, who's to say I won't like morph halfway through a table, or like get stuck in the ground somewhere?
But that's what.
Where do I know where I'm going?
But you see, you're thinking a little too deep. I feel like
it's just teleporting.
Yeah, it's just a simple teleportation.
Mine's would be teleporting, or I am invincible. I won't say immortal because like living forever sounds like
living forever.
Like invincible as in I die when I want to die, more or less. Oh, because my lifespan expired, not because I got killed by like a disease. Or something.
Yeah,
because being like, oh, you just died because you're old and you're just ready to go.
Yeah, no, being immortal, I wouldn't. I think because I watched stuff like well, I didn't watch it aggressively, but I know like the originals, and I'm trying to get to Vampire Diaries, but I know that like there's some vampires on there that are immortal. I can't fathom being alive for like 700 years. What else can I do?
You know what sucks?
Being immortal.
Those guys be here for 700 years, and to start the story, they're just a farmer. You're not gonna sit here and tell me you've been farming for 200 years. Why are you here?
It's like, so what have you been doing?
You just died.
Or it's like, oh,
let someone else do it.
Or like Twilight, oh, I've been in high school for 300 years.
In high school for 300.
You can be
calculus isn't that hard.
It isn't, but I just feel like y'all could be doing so much. You could be like, oh, I'm 23 and young and hip and I do this and that. Like, you, like, seize this. You're a vampire. Hold on, listen. You're a vampire. You chose to be. You are 300 school. You are 327 years old. And you thought, let me keep staying in high school. Who wants to stay in high school? I'm not saying that I hated high school, but I didn't like it that much. I didn't like it as much as I like college. Or I didn't like it as much as leaving college and being a young adult.
What was the end game?
I don't know. Like, what is the goal? Like, for Twilight, Edward, what was your goal? What were
you just in? Because it's like, until all that randomly happened, it's just like you're just in high school to be in high school.
So at 200...
Are you turning other people into vampires? You're now 300 years old. This is your 300th time doing the same
thing. So at 217 years old, you didn't think, I want to graduate and actually stay graduated. Let me move to, like Tulsa, Oklahoma, and like do something, or let me like. You have all these.
The president for 3 lifetimes and said, you know what? Actually,
exactly
what I need to do.
You could have done anything.
I need to do geometry again.
Yeah. Let me read
years again. It's a quick math.
Mm-hmm.
went through high school, so all 4 years, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, right? That takes you 4 years. If you did that over the course of 300 years, you would have graduated 75 times.
Minimum.
What are you doing?
I personally don't understand.
You're literally 300, and these are teenagers. They didn't grow up with you.
Ew.
You've been in high school while your friends from your initial go round of high school died, and their grandkids are now grandparents.
Yeah, that's true. And that's why I was gonna say, if anything, it would be better. Like for me, if I was a vampire and I was gonna be, I'm immortal, I would be doing anything. I would be an actor, and then it'd be like, oh my god, you look so young. You're like 57. How are you just doing all these movies? You look so young.
A vampire who's been at like Wendy's since it opened.
Look, I just saw a picture of Wendy's when it first dropped, and I saw you in the background.
Kitchen just whipping like
It's like
life. Just die.
But no, but that's what Juju. That's what I'm saying.
So unfair.
That's literally what I'm saying. I feel like you're not if you're a vampire and you're immortal, why would you not like become like an amazing actor for one like lifetime? So like 80 years, you're an amazing actor. Then you're like, all right, I don't want to do this no more. Now you move to like Norway and you become like a fisher. Then you move to like Antarctica after you do that for 50 years, and you go to like you go to like Greenland and do whatever. Then you go to Canada and you live out there for like 80 years.
Cold place.
I don't know.
Why is it everyone's? You ever notice that in movies, especially when they go to relax, they're either on a farm somewhere or they're in like remote Arctic nowhere.
Yeah, it's like why?
Like a dog, wolf.
Yeah.
And like a favorite goose that flies by the house. Like you're just on an ice sheet in the middle of
nowhere
to just be cold.
Forest everywhere. You might get attacked by a grizzly bear. I don't understand what.
No cell signal. No one can hear you screaming because your house is on fire. You're just
knows that you got bit. I just feel like if anything, if I was a vampire, I would have seized the moment. I would be immortal. First of all, I'd be immortal. So then it's like I could do whatever I want for real.
No, I'm taking invincibility, but let me die. Just let my cells.
Yeah,
I don't do the cell thing anymore. Let me die.
No,
like I don't want to be. I want to be here forever. Because then my thing is, if you're immortal, that means you cannot die. So what if someone just chops you up into pieces? But you're still alive. You didn't die. So now you're just a ball of body parts.
Wait.
Or they just put you in a box in the bottom of the ocean. Because that's honestly, that's torture for a lot of like sci-fi movies and like fantasy and anime stuff, where they'll have a guy that can't die. And they're like, we're just gonna seal you, and they put him in some realm where he's just perpetually stuck. It's basically just, I can't say the word.
No, but that's what happened. Yeah, that's what happened with season 3, American Horror Story Coven.
I remember that.
Delphine Lalaurie was locked up by Angela Bassett's character. I forgot her name.
Like that lady, she went sick.
Oh my gosh, I forgot. That's true. So maybe being immortal is definitely not the move then. Yeah, no. Well,
I'd rather be the strongest and just be unbothered.
Yeah.
Than be stuck here forever and still get beat up.
Yeah, so teleporting is my joint, because eventually one day I'd want to be in glory with my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, because I don't want to be out here no more. That's too much work. Being 725 years old just sounds
in
like...
high school.
In high school just sounds like a chore, and I'm okay. I'm tired of doing chores. I already do the dishes and vacuum and sweep and mop and all that already. The last thing I want to do is be 872 and deal with that.
In high school.
In high school. And that's how we're going to end the episode, guys.
In high school.
Not in high school.
We're going to end our episode in high school. Featuring being in high school with the side of high school.
With the side of high school.
And we'll tell you about it at graduation.
And we'll tell you guys about it.
76th.
At our 76th graduation. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Juju, thank you for coming on. I appreciate you very much.
Wow.
As you can see, he's very thought-provoking. He has a lot to say.
To dial it back. Well, I can't wait for the next one.
The next time Ju comes on, we are going to
don't tell me about no more tickets, bro, ever again.
I'm just
gonna be mad now.
I'm never gonna tell him about any single ticket ever. I'm just gonna let him know I went somewhere after the fact. But no, the next time I come on, I definitely wanna we have to at least be 2 seasons into each soap. So for me, I'll be at season 3 of Attack on Titan. For him, he'll be on season 3 of Game of Thrones, and we'll dissect and break down both.
So I gotta finish 1 and then finish 2.
Finish 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. That's his homework. And then I'm gonna finish season 1, 2, and 3 of Attack on Titan. Oof, wait a minute.
We already finished one. Do you remember the story?
I mean, how many episodes are in an Attack on Titan episode? How many season?
It depends on the season. That's why I said they kind of started freestyle.
So let's just say this. We will finish 2 seasons of each show. So my Attack on Titan
It's Attack on Titan episodes.
It's unfair for me because Game of Thrones only has 8 episodes. You can knock that out in a month.
James Snyder extended cut
No,
version of a movie equivalent every month because these episodes are so long.
First of all, it flies by. It flies by. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Peace, and I'll see you guys on episode 9. I was like, oh my God. I can't say shit these days.